Have you seen the ads for the North Face's new fall collection? Pro tip, you won't see them on Facebook. We'll tell you why next on Keep It Social. What's up, everybody? I'm Terrence, and this is Keep It Social. The NAACP and the Anti-Defamation League are some of the organizations calling on advertisers to boycott Facebook over its content moderation practices. The North Face, Patagonia, and REI and other brands joined the hashtag StopHateForProfit online campaign. These big brands are pausing advertising on Facebook and Instagram for the month of July and will continue to do so until the platform changes its policies to stop the circulation of racist, violent, or hateful content and misinformation on the platform. So, of course, I have our lovely co-host Terrence joining me today to talk about this. What's up, Terrence? How are you?
I'm well. How are you, Paris?
I'm good, thank you. And Terrence, we have with us today Matt Rivets, who's the founder of Sleeping Giants, one of the organizations behind the boycott, and he joins us from San Francisco. Hi, Matt. How are you?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for being with us. So, Matt, tell us, why did you start this campaign against Facebook, and why now?
Well, so Sleeping Giants really started in 2016 as a result of advertising showing up next to bigoted content online, predominantly Breitbart News. I made the discovery early on, and several others did, that because of the way that ads work online, major advertisers were showing up next to articles that they would never otherwise show up next to. They would never choose to be there. So based on that, we just started taking screenshots and sending them to the advertisers on Twitter, and they would get back horrified and want to take themselves down. But the larger problem was advertising tech and social media. Basically, it's been able to monetize what we all put online, whether that's dog videos or hate speech. And so there's really, when you monetize an entire population's content, you're going to get some pretty bad stuff along the way too. So Google and Facebook were actually placing a lot of those ads on that site and others. And so that just led us down the road to realizing that it wasn't necessarily just it wasn't really the advertiser's problem at all, but it was the systems that got them there. And that includes social networks. It includes advertising networks too. So in the end of the day, this Facebook thing came together because a number of organizations, including us, and the NAACP and Color of Change and Common Sense Media and the ADL, really decided that Facebook was not honoring their end of the deal with advertisers. They weren't enforcing their terms of service on hate and disinformation. And so we all got together and decided that for 1 month, we were going to ask advertisers to step back and reevaluate their relationship with Facebook.
That completely makes sense from my end, at least, especially in this moment where we're seeing so many brands be so vocal about, calling out hatred and violence and all of these things, right? And so for Facebook, Instagram in particular, when they initially released their statements or put out their signs in solidarity, one of the things I immediately said was, you're doing this, you're showing this optical allyship, right? But at the end of the day, you still allow hateful content on your
Absolutely.
Still allow that. And so I think it's great that, we have brands who are willing to open their purse and donate to causes, but we also need brands to close their purses, right? We also need brands to say, like you said, we don't align with this. This is something we don't want to be a part of. And I think that is an even better, or not an even better, but also a great toolkit to have to say, we need to change the way we're, allowing things to happen on our platforms.
Terrence, you nailed it. I mean, the outward support of Black Lives Matter on tweets and on their websites, some platforms have actually said, we support Black Lives Matter, and yet what they're doing is they're amplifying messages from white supremacists and Nazis at the same time they're doing this. So I was personally a little dismayed when some of them, there's like Reddit and YouTube put out some statements of support, but they've done nothing but give rise to hate on their platforms for the last 5 or 6 years. So while it's comes across as tone deaf there, at very least now you can hold them to something. They've supported it outwardly, so you have to hold them to that all the way down the line in their enforcement policies and their rules and everything else. They really need to follow it up. So that's the point of this and other campaigns that we've run.
Mm-hmm. And this isn't the first time that Facebook has been called out for allowing this racist content to thrive on its platform. And the NAACP, if we all remember, I think it was 2 years ago that they started that log out of Facebook campaign. And that was over Facebook discriminating against people of color with its data privacy practices. And so that says a couple things to me, right? Is like that they haven't learned since 2018. They haven't grown since then. And people are still coming after them for that. But I'm also wondering, I guess, what is the effectiveness of doing this? And, is it that when you hit someone in the pocket, that's what's really going to give them the impetus for change? Or does Facebook have to really take a deeper look inside of itself and do something differently?
Yeah, I think, Paris, you're right. What Facebook's really good at is deflecting, and they meet with civil rights groups and they tell them what they want to hear, and then they make some outward sort of lukewarm statement, and then they never do anything. And it's because they have a monopoly. They've got a really large monopoly. They've got a lot of people on the platform. It's very hard for advertisers to turn that away because there are not a lot of other platforms on which to advertise. So what they've done is really deflect. I mean, even recently they met with Color of Change and NAACP and ADL, and they all walked away not satisfied with what they heard. So, they can continue to put out these statements, and Mark Zuckerberg will say, "Oh, we detest some of the things that are said on the platform," and yet they continue to do nothing about it. And so I think in the end of the day, this really is about brands finally sticking up for themselves and saying, look, if we're going to continue to give you money, we're going to continue to flow advertising dollars to you, we have some demands too. And it's not just your call. And so this is the first time, that's why we all got together on this, because it's a show of support and it's a show of force, because, ultimately brands, they want to do the right thing. They know that it's in their best interest. They know that hate is not a good brand value for them to have. So we're asking them as civil rights organizations and media responsibility organizations to take their money and make some demands to Facebook. And this is the first time that they've had a significant number of advertisers take a month off and really sit back and think about it. And I think it's not financial for them. Advertisers could take a year off and they'd be fine. But what it does signal is that brands mean business now, and they're going to look to other places that are a little bit more aligned with their brand to spend. And this is the first time that's happened, and hopefully it'll continue.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll definitely be watching to see how this next month goes and see where things go from there. Matt, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks. It was great talking to you guys.
Well, that's it for us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to all our social channels, and let us know what you'd like to see on the show. We'll see you next time. And until then, what should they do, Terrence?
Paris, they know to keep it social.